Okay, welcome back to the third part of the video series, and in this video we'll learn how to deploy your blog, and we will use a platform called Vercel to actually deploy it for free. The only thing that you will need to pay for is probably your domain, and even so I'll show you a way to deploy onto the internet even without a domain itself. Okay, so let's get started. So make sure your blog is running on localhost already, and let's just get started by putting it on GitHub. Right, so make sure you head over to GitHub and have a repository set up for it. Click on go over here, click on new repository, and then I'll put here demo blog for instance, right? And you can see it's available. You can make it public or private. I'm just gonna make it private first, right? Create a repository over here, right? And over here you can see that I can push an existing repository from the command line, right? And over here, now something to take note is that you can see that there is status, right? So there is already a Git, basically the Git GitHub setup, Git setup over here, right? And it's probably better if you just start afresh from it. So what you can do is that you can remove the Git setup first. So rm rf.git, right? So now once you type in git status, you can see it is not a Git repository, and basically it is a clean directory altogether. Okay, so over here you can actually do a git init, right, to initialize the Git repository first, right? And when you click on when you run the status, you can see everything is in red. So all you need to do is to make your first commit. So I'm adding every file, and then git commit m, so initial commit. Okay, right, and over here I am on branch masters right now. Okay, so I can come over here and then run this command that is over here, copy this and basically paste it along. Okay, there you go. So now coming back to the GitHub repository, once I refresh on this, you can see I have pushed my code over to the demo block over here. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is to deploy it. So all I need to do is go to Vercel. So Vercel is a platform where you can use to deploy your infrastructure, your website, right? It is great for deploying Next.js websites. And if you go look at the pricing plan, right, it has a very generous hobby plan that is actually free. Okay, so all you need to do is to click on sign up, and once you're in, right, you will be at your project page. Click on add new, click on project, and over here you can actually search for, so you need to connect your GitHub repository, right? There will be steps on how you do that, and from there you can import your latest blog over here. Okay, so give your project a name. In this case I'm going to call it demo blog first, right? And all of this. So here's something that you need to set up, which is the environment variable. Remember, because our .env file is not pushed over to the server, so it's good that we set this thing up now, right? So I'm going to copy this. So this is our blog ID, right? And remember that there were other configurations that we can configure on the go. So display name, let's call this demo, DMO, right? And then copyright, let's call Wisp, right? And then default title, demo block, right? Description, template demo. Okay, and with that I can click on deploy, and it would immediately deploy this on a URL from Vercel, right? Now what we do is we'll wait. Perfect. So once your deployment is done, you will see the confetti and you can click on continue to dashboard. So over here you can see there's a deployment right away. You can click on this, right, and click on the URL, and there you go. Right, so this is everything that we have deployed earlier, right? Just because it's the first time it's loading, give it a while for it to load, and there you go. This is your blog. Remember the environment configurations that we have, right? It is all configured, right? You can see this is no longer travel, and the copyright tags have changed, and the blog is serving the one that I am managing using Wisp just now, right? And you can see there's a nice URL already attached. So to show you again, right, we can go to Wisp and okay, now once we have logged in, you can see there's 4 posts here, and I can go ahead and write another blog post. You can see that the change is now live, right? Whenever you use the CMS to update your blog, right, the change immediately gets reflect on your blog post, right, without the need to change any code or redeploying it, right? So, and of course, if you like to delete the article, that's how you do it. Okay, and likewise, once you have deleted it, it's reflected immediately. So this is how you can deploy to a Vercel domain. Of course, you can already use this domain if you like to. Now, if you like to use your own domain, I'm going to continue to show you how you can do that. So click on over here, your own blog, head over to settings, right? Click on domain, right? And of course, you can add a new blog over here. So I'll put demo video .wisp.blog, right? Because I own the domain here. Okay. So once you're done, okay, because I have the domain right here on Vercel itself, right? It will be able to actually deploy it immediately, right? So if you have it elsewhere, right? There are some instructions here on how you can set up your DNS record. Follow those instructions and set up the necessary records on your DNS, and you would be able to have it immediately. So now there you go. This is now live on my website over here called demovideo.wisp.blog, right? Of course, you can use your root domain. I'm using a subdomain just to show you how it can be deployed to a domain that I own, right? Without purchasing another domain just for this demo video. And that's it. So this is a rather short video on showing you how you can basically push it to GitHub and then deploy the blog directly from it. Okay. And take note that because something interesting is that the moment you push code into GitHub again, right, your website actually automatically gets deployed. So for instance, if you come here, I'm going to show you a quick example, right? Let's change this from hi there. I'm just going to change a single word, right? Raymond, and then git status. So there's a code change now. I'm going to add it. Showing code change deployment. Okay, so you can add the code change. You can add a commit message to it and push the code again. So immediately on Vercel, right, which is under your project, you would see that it is rebuilding your entire blog again. And then once this is done, you will be able to see the change reflected on your website live. So now the difference is that you can see by using a CMS like Wisp, the changes are instant without code change. But if you were to use, if you were to have content updates using code instead, each time you have to wait for this build process to happen, and of course only developers who knows how to deal with the code can do that. Okay, so I think the build is done, right? And if that's the case, if I go to my site again and do a refresh, you can see that it is now updated, right? So what Vercel do is that it connects your code to your site, end to end, and you can deploy the change really quickly, just like that. Okay. With that, this is the final video to this 3-part video series, getting from nothing all the way to a website that's deployed on your domain. Now, what you can do next is that you can pick up, React.js, Next.js, just to understand how you can change, create interesting content, add pages, create interesting component on your website, and actually deploy it on your website. So the purpose of this 3-part video is really to help you score a really quick win, just so that you can get the dopamine rush and be motivated to actually work on something right now, right? And from there you can slowly build new things, new pages, add funky things onto your website, move things around, add different modes, beyond light mode, dark mode, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so this is the end of the 3-part video, and if you like the content here, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll be posting interesting things on this channel from time to time, showcasing the different things that you can build with Wisp. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you again in other videos.